You are listening to Homely and Prayers by Reverend Father Anthony Samuel Abovi, S.M.A.
The Lord our God said to us at Horeb, "You have stayed long enough at this mountain. Break camp and advance into the hill country of the Amorites. Go to all the neighboring peoples in the Arabah, in the mountains, in the western foothills, in the Negev, and along the coast, to the land of the Canaanites, and to Lebanon, as far as the great river, the Euphrates. See, I have given you this land. Go in and take possession of the land the Lord swore he would give to you, to your fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and to their descendants, and after them." Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 6 to 8. I welcome you to day 2 of preparing this year with the Lord. So as we continue our prayers and wherever we are in the world and our thinking pattern, or for those who are already in the mood of the year, they said it is still to go back and review whether we are ready for the year, or some of us are just moving just aimlessly without any things and any goals. Yesterday I insisted that you should have a place where you're writing some stuff. The reason is simple, is that you have to go over these notes over and over again, and that most of what we'll be discussing for the next few days has a relation to some of the things that you've written down on the first. So yesterday we said write down the areas you are grateful for, and write out clearly your roles. If you are a husband, you're a husband, you're a worker, you're a church member, you're a church leader. So write out all the roles that you play. That was what we said yesterday. Today, and again we said yesterday, make sure that you have a list too that talks about the areas where you felt you didn't act up 100% or excellently according to the role you play in as a child of God and in people's life. But we said yesterday that you don't need to you don't need to start asking for things for this year. Let's wait until we get to that point. So yesterday you've written down the areas that things didn't go well and where it went well. Today let's spend time to look deeper into it. Deuteronomy tells us that God said to them, "You've stayed too long on this mountain. Now you need to break camp and you need to move." Simple reasons. Let's check it again. I know you did well in some areas. I did well in some areas. In ministry, as a husband, as a doctor, as a worker, as a security person, as a business person, in all the areas where you fit in as a human person, in those areas there are things you did well. But being comfortable in a particular place makes you lose your value at certain times in life. Because, for example, you will see that doctors, nurses, you see that professors, teachers, and all other aspects of life, people go in for more training, for upgrading. Fashion designers do it. People from different parts and parcels of the world do it. They all go into these areas of life, and they are able to improve themselves. They look for people who are better than them to get more knowledge, because there are new things coming into the world. Technology is improving by the day. Science is discovering new things by the day. So you can't afford to just leave things where they are and say, I was this person that was kind to my wife. I used to give her a lot of money. The question is, can it be done better? What more can you do to expand that list of When you finish the year again, you will say, this is the way I did my work well. My company appreciated me. How can I do it even better again this year? That the appreciation level of how I lived my life as a church member, as a child of God, as a husband, as a sister, as a brother, as a worker, as a business person, but people who can wake up and say, he did excellently again this year. It was excellent. Last year, he was like the topmost, but this time around, he has even gone way above the roof. This is what we're talking about. Then when it comes to the challenges that you have, which your mind may be racing towards to want to quickly say this, is that, dear friend, there is no person that is perfect in the world. Today, you may be struggling with stealing. Somebody is struggling with being addicted to gambling. Today, you may be struggling with one particular area of your life. Another person is struggling with another entire struggles of life, which does not even affect your life. So, be calm and let us get through it together. 1. In these areas of your life where you also noticed that as a husband I didn't do so well, although as a worker I did well. How do I improve? What do I do in these areas of my life in order to make sure that I can raise the percentage or my score on the other areas of my life, as a brother, as a sister, as a husband, as a first child, as a last born, as a middle child, as a student, as this person that was given a responsibility in church, in school, in workplaces. These areas that I occupy, these areas that I didn't do well, what can I do? As you begin to space it out one after the other in each rows, you begin to see clearly what you wish to do, what you wish you could do better, where you needed strength, whatever you're struggling with, and all that. Now listen, after identifying what are the things I can do, I may spend my whole year, last year, I was always getting depressed, maybe I was always getting afraid, I wasn't doing so well in my relationship cycle. It does not stop at that. The question is, where do I find solutions to these angles of life? If I was not a good wife last year, can I make sure that this year I'm a good wife? But how? I needed to pick up books. Where can I get books, tapes, talks that talks about the qualities of a good wife and how to improve my human self as a good wife? What has God got to say about the attitude and character of a good wife? And practically, what are my fellow human beings writing in their books? What are they saying on their tapes, in their mouths, online, talking about how to get to become a good wife? If I was depressed all through last year, and this was one of the things that made me not to rise and shine, the next thing is, okay, what do I do about it? Can I read books on depression? Let's break it down. Because yes, I'm going to pray and ask the Lord for the spirit of joy. But then I needed to also understand what triggers my depression, what triggers my fear, what triggers my anger, what triggers my faithlessness. What are these areas of life that I'm not doing so well? In my academics, what are these areas of life? What is that thing that I need to study to be able to be better in that area? That means your finances may have to come in here, going to get material. Like, okay, in my life right now, this is the angle of life. I am not good at my job. I'm not good as a student. I'm not good as a leader. So the best thing is I buy leadership books, and I'm going to spend this day or this time around to begin to, I have noted it down that I have to buy a leadership book and I have to go and read. So where do they sell the leadership book? Oh, they sell it somewhere there. I go get it, and then I know that for the next few days I have to now start reading about leadership. Now you have dwelt so long on this mountain, you needed to break camp. Either you're breaking camp from being comfortable with I'm the first person in my class, so there's no need to read more. The world does not wait for you, they will overtake you. So you need to improve on your goodness, as you need to keep doing more of the good things. Whatever you've done, do it well. repeat it again and do it well so that you master it. And the areas where you have failed, where you feel you're failing, whatever addiction you're struggling with, whatever angle of life you're struggling with, also invest in it. Materials, spiritual materials and physical materials. And by the time you finish investing in it, don't forget you are improving yourself in order to be the best of yourself. After doing all this for today, what can I do about it? What have they said? Do you have enough knowledge? Say, my people perish because they lack knowledge. Do you have enough knowledge about this area of life that didn't make you to do well last year? If you don't, it's time to invest in it. Prayers alone, I say, repeat again. Fasting alone, I repeat again, will not bring the excellent person in you for the year. You fasted like this last year. You prayed like this last year. Some of us have even given up the issue of writing goals for the year. Yes, why? Because you didn't keep a system that follows it through. So now we are keeping a system. Make sure you invest in knowledge. How to improve myself in areas where I'm already good at. And how to also improve myself in the areas where I am struggling. My dear friends, today again, it's another day. It may take you time to write. Spend the whole day. If it is your morning hours, or pick your journal wherever you are and you're settled and you remember anything, write it down. If you can't pick your book, some of us are good with jotting down on our Google Drives, Word documents on our phones. Just keep noticing them. In this area of my life, my roles, this is the angle of my life. I can see what I can do better to improve myself as in these areas of life. As you take this day too, don't forget at the end of the day, bring it to the Lord again and say, Lord, these are the things I believe I can do. I am out for knowledge. Teach me. And God, the scripture says your teacher will not be hidden from you. So get ready to hit your targets again today, because this year you needed to rise and shine. My dear friends, may the Lord be with you.
Thank you for listening. Have a blessed day as you go about living out the words you've heard.